Meet the Samsung Galaxy S7 Edge. And now the Huawei Mate 8. Both phones may seem like an unlikely bout for a comparison video, but let's find out where both phones ply their trade better in. In terms of the overall design, both phones have their own traits. In terms of the outer design, the S7 Edge is slim, sleek, and easy to hold. The phone is also coated with Gorilla Glass on the front and back, with metal sides for a steadier grip. The downside to that, however, is the amount of fingerprint stains that can collect on the Gorilla Glass, which causes the phone to get slippery and potentially drop. Not what you want to happen, even with the Gorilla Glass coating. The Mate 8, however, stands much better in terms of grip thanks to its metallic finishing. Just like the S7 Edge, the Mate 8 is coated with Gorilla Glass as well. A downside to the phone would be its large size, which means minimal ease of use, especially when you only have one hand free for the phone. As compared to the previous S-series phones by Samsung, the S7 Edge is much larger, standing at 5.5 inches. The Huawei Mate 8 stands at a whopping 6 inches, one of the larger phones compared to phablets similar to its size, where they usually range from 5.7 to 5.8 inches. One of the things that can be highlighted here is the crisp display of the Samsung Galaxy S7 Edge. The phone uses a Super AMOLED touchscreen with an approximate of 534 ppi pixel density, which ensures clear and sharper colors, which gives it a competitive edge over the Mate 8, which uses an IPS Neo LCD touchscreen with only an approximate 368 ppi pixel density. The adaptive brightness of both phones show a difference as well, with the S7 Edge gaining the advantage over the Mate 8. The S7 Edge works well under bright lights, while the Mate 8 has problems as its brightness settings can be quite inaccurate. The curved edge of the S7 Edge gives the user a new experience to viewing content, with the images extending towards the edges, giving it extra space and a new perspective. Due to their large sizes, both phones would be an attraction to video junkies. One of the things that the phones have in common are the speakers that are housed at the bottom of the phone. The Mate 8 has a larger sound which gives it the upper hand, but has quite a few flaws in terms of audio clarity. The S7 Edge's audio quality has dropped as well as compared to the previous phones, but it does its job. Both, however, cause problems due to its bottom speaker housing, as they can be blocked by the user's hands. Not ideal when it comes to having the phone on the go. Although the S7 Edge's positioning can be justified by its waterproof properties, which are IP68 certified. The phones have fingerprint sensors for security, though the positioning of the sensor at the Mate 8 could be seen as a better option, as it's easy to access as compared to the S7 Edge, where the length of the phone can be seen as a hassle to use the scanner, which is at the home button of the phone. Another element that the phones have in common is their dual SIM capabilities. Both are also able to house micro SD cards, with the S7 Edge able to house a 200GB card and the Mate 8 able to house a 128GB card. Both phones use micro USB slots and have fast charging capabilities. The two phones have one of the most impressive battery lives to date, probably because the S7 Edge has a 3600 mAh battery and the Mate 8 a 4000 mAh battery. Both are able to withstand a full day of usage, but the Mate 8 is able to push much more thanks to its larger capacity. With new phones come a new set of performances. Both phones are stable in processing due to its almost matching processor specs. However, it's noticeable that the Samsung Galaxy S7 Edge houses only the 4GB RAM, whereas the Huawei Mate 8 has a 3GB RAM and a 4GB RAM option. The differences in both phones, however, is the processing speed, as the S7 Edge trumps the Huawei Mate 8 just slightly. Both the Samsung Galaxy S7 Edge and the Huawei Mate 8 are Android Marshmallow carriers, which is a fresh change. However, both differ in UI, with the S7 Edge sticking to its TouchWiz UI and the Mate 8 with the Emotion UI. One thing to highlight, however, is the lack of an app drawer in the Emotion UI, which could be troublesome to those who are new to the feature. One thing that sets the bar with the two phones is the Edge bar of the S7 Edge, which allows users ease of access to their favorite apps. The Edge bar can also be customized to the user's preferences, which gives it a little extra boost in terms of user personalization. In terms of camera performance, both phones are frontrunners in the industry. The S7 Edge has a 12-megapixel rear camera, a drop from the previous series, but is still capable of taking stunning pictures thanks to its lower aperture, allowing more light to come in for a sharper image. The phone also shoots well in low light conditions, though there are some evident quality loss. The Huawei Mate 8, however, houses a 16-megapixel rear camera, which means sharper images, although that could be affected by the low pixel density of the phone. Its low light shots are something to shout about, though again, they are evident quality loss. You can clearly see the difference in finishing from the rear camera. The S7 Edge provides clarity in the image but with a blue tint to it. The Mate 8, however, provides a more natural color, capturing the picture as it is. The autofocus on the S7 Edge is much faster than the Mate 8, as you can see here. The S7 Edge autofocus takes almost instantly to respond to the change in focus, while the Mate 8 finishes just behind. The front cameras are also different on both phones, with the Mate 8 trumping in this aspect again with the 8-megapixel front camera, while the S7 Edge is equipped with a 5-megapixel camera. This is really evident with the Mate 8 providing a clearer and natural finish, while the S7 Edge does its job with what it has. To wrap it all up, the S7 Edge provides a crisp display, a sleek and slim feature, though grip on the phone could be a problem because of the Gorilla Glass finish. The Mate 8 is big, metallic and nice to hold, though the big size can be a problem during one-handed situations. The S7 Edge has a clearer screen thanks to Super AMOLED and high pixel density, while the Mate 8 is a little behind. The adaptive screen brightness on the S7 Edge does better than the Mate 8, with the S7 responding quickly and the Mate 8 being rather inaccurate, though that should not be a factor to deter you from getting the phone. Both phones come with a similar processing speed, though there is an option for the Huawei Mate 8, where it offers a 3GB and a 4GB RAM phone in the market. Both phones come with an Android Marshmallow OS, though the TouchWiz UI on the S7 Edge was tweaked for better performance. For a drawerless experience, the Emotion UI provides just that with the Mate 8. The phones also come with a fingerprint scanner, with the Huawei Mate 8 trumping with more functionality on their fingerprint scanners. One thing to look here is the camera of the phones. The S7 Edge comes with the 12-megapixel rear camera and a 5-megapixel front camera, while the Mate 8 comes with a 16-megapixel rear camera and an 8-megapixel front camera. The Mate 8's camera gives off a natural finish, while the S7 Edge's gives the image a sharper and more colorful finish. The S7 Edge's autofocus has shown a faster response when changing subjects, while the Mate 8's autofocus, well, could do a little better. Another thing to consider here is the pricing of the two phones. The Samsung Galaxy S7 Edge costs 3,099 ringgit in the market, while the Huawei Mate 8 costs 2,099 ringgit for the 3GB option and 2,399 for the 4GB option, both justifying the price with what they have, so don't worry about burning your wallets for these two. The battery of the S7 Edge is decent, but the Mate 8 provides more power because of its size and capacity. That was the end of the video. Do subscribe to us for more news and updates, and if you like the video, don't forget to share it around. Like us on our Facebook page and visit our website at mdroid.my.